that the mayor and commissioner would select a distance that only is subject to one restaurant only, which is unfair and discriminatory. Besides that, the 100-foot rule that the ordinance relies upon is not presented in any planning doctrine, any type of guideline that would say 100 feet from a residential building is the rule. It's almost impossible to be 100 feet away from stories that are above a restaurant. It's impossible. There's obviously been great strides from the beginning of the operation of the restaurant to satisfy valet parking, to satisfy occupancy within the restaurant. If I were to look at this restaurant as a brand new site plan and looking at the floor plan of the restaurant itself, it does not qualify as a nightclub. It is a restaurant with seats and it has a lounge area. Again, it goes back to spot zoning. The morals and general welfare of the people that live in the controlled waterfront development district. This ordinance in and of itself is proof that in singling out just one specific land use in just one zone, which represents 20% or less of the entire municipality of West New York. It's a minority area in terms of its size, but the income level in this area is probably 4 or 5 times the balance or the average median in the rest of the town. So obviously, the people that live in this area have a lot of weight when it comes to what they say. There was talk and mention of hours of operation. Reducing it by 2 hours is really not significant, I think the term was. Well, that represents approximately 16 and a half hours a week. It's over 850 hours for the total year. So people would pay less that are actually employees there. Yes. And it represents a 17%. This represents a 17% reduction in their operation as far as hours that are worked by their employees. That is a significant amount. In my opinion, that's a significant amount. Lastly, there are many mixed-use developments that have occurred in West New York, in Edgewater, in Fort Lee, and other places. They all have different types of land uses and different tenants that are in those buildings. The purpose of a mixed-use development is to look at the coexistence of those units, but people know full well when they get involved what the actual unit is going to be, what the makeup of the land uses that the planning board and the zoning board approved many years ago as far as what was going to take place, what was going to be constructed on this site. 100,000 square feet of additional development by Roseland with this type of restriction that's placed upon it also presents an economic difficulty for them to actually have their project come to fruition. This is spot zoning. This is frowned upon from smart growth standpoint, from sustainable communities standpoint. This is something that the mayor and the commissioners should really think about and not vote on tonight, but take some solace in the fact that many people are out here for and against, and there could be possibilities to come to some type of agreement between these parties. Thank you.